Hi everyone, it's Nicole. I have another layout and it's using the January Kit Club Studio Cap from Studio Calico Block Party. I figure I'm going to have a couple more layouts, so I'm just showing you some of the stuff that was in the kit. And also I took out quite a few of the wood veneer and a doily, and a lot of it I won't be using. I just like to have a lot of stuff around so I can just look at what's there and not have to dig through my supplies while I'm recording. So I'm going to use that grid paper that came in the kit, and that's going to be sort of one of the main papers on the layout. And I'm going to cut these little bird cages. My daughter's actually in her backyard, and they put food on their hands, and these little chickadees would fly right into their hand and eat it right out of their palms. So they thought that was pretty great. So we took quite a few pictures. So that's the reason for the bird cages. And so I'm just gonna put a strip at the bottom and at the top. And I'm going to mat the photo in that blue polka dot paper. And I'm looking for some other colors that I could put behind there. So I always go to my scraps first and see if I could find something that I could use as a scrap so I don't have to cut into a full sheet of paper. So I'm going to go with that yellow, and I'm just going to cut it in half and stick it in behind that grid paper, just to kind of give some weight to the photo. I'm thinking about that chevron paper, but I don't want to bring in any red. I want to keep it lighter, I guess, because the red would kind of changes the tone of the page. So I'm not going to go with that. And then I take that wood grain paper. I had a strip of it that was about 3 inches wide, and I just took it as is, and I just kind of put it in behind the whole thing, again to ground the whole top of the page. And then I'm going to go to my trusty doilies, and I'm going to cut some and put at the bottom right and the top left, I believe. And then it was a digital thing that I had printed, and I cut it in 3, and I put it in all the different places where I'm going to put my embellishments. And I'm going to use some of those chevron arrows. And I took out quite a bit, but I found it was too many, so I'm going to go down to 3. Now first I'm going to use that high speech bubble. Just wish it was a little smaller, so I end up not using it. If it was just a little smaller, I would have used it, but I found it was kind of too big. So I'm going to put some more chevron arrows, I guess, just where my journaling's going to be, and then at the bottom right also, just so that there's 3 places where there's chevron arrows. And then I'm starting to think about my title. So I want to use those circular yellow letters. So instead of that little speech bubble, I'm going to use that geotag next to the bird. So of course, where there is a bird in the picture, I'm going to use those little Tweety birds, and I'm going to use one of those potty girls. And then I start looking through some of my own stash as far as embellishments. Sometimes when the package is really big, I do like to put them in a little plastic Ziploc bag, because once you open the package, usually it's, the plastic and the cardboard in the back, and then you got to put your leftovers in something. So I do love those Ziploc bags. I get them at the dollar store. So for part of the title, I'm going to use the thickers that were in the kit. So I'm going to spell out birdie, and then with the yellow October afternoon letters, I'm going to spell a little told me. So a little birdie told me. So that's going to be the title. So I'm going to try out a few spots where I could put that title, and I don't know if I want to put it next to that little potty girl, or if I want to put it more at the bottom or at the top, and I'm going to top of the page, and I'm going to end up putting it at the top of the page. So again, I'm scrapbooking with my little grandson next to me, so if you see that I walk away for a few minutes, I kind of put him in the room with me, and while he's sleeping, I get a bit done. The pages, usually I do the pages in, one session unless the battery dies, but since he's been here, I do half an hour or 20 minutes, and then I have to stop because, he wakes up or needs a bottle or needs to be changed or just cuddled, so. But I don't mind one little iota, because in a week or so they're going to go back, so I'm going to be back to missing him crazy, so I'm enjoying him while he's here. So I'm looking at, I'm going to use some of that washi tape, but obviously I have to wait till everything's glued down before I can use it. And I was thinking of using those stickers from the Jenny Bolin little journaling books, but where you saw it flip, I had gone away for, to feed my grandson or something, and when I came back, I totally forgot. So I'm going to use, but while I was gone, I thought it'd be cute to use, I have an MFT die, and it's a branch, so I thought it'd be cute to cut that out and ink it with some brown ink and set the little Tweety birds on that. So I'm going to cut out 3 of them. And that metal plate, if I guess I cut out 2. If you don't have it and you find your intricate dies aren't cutting well, it's worth getting. I think it's like $12 or $13, or maybe $15, but I haven't had any issues with my dies not cutting properly. And I do have a Big Shot, but I find it's a pain because it's kind of on a higher shelf, so I have to get it down, and my Cuttlebug is just right there. So I do like using my Cuttlebug better, but I'm not going to get rid of my Big Shot because I have bigger dies that doesn't fit in my Cuttlebug. But hopefully by December we'll be in our new house, and then my Big Shot will have its own home that I can use it. It can be out all the time, and I can just walk to it. So I'm looking forward to it. Today we went and talked to, I guess, the people for like your land to see, how far away from the road you have to be and all this stuff. So that was kind of exciting. Another step. And so the lawyers are all working out for the land, because it's actually my mother-in-law's land, and it was going to be left to us in a will, but we're getting it changed over now so that we can build. So quite exciting. Looking forward to it. So I decided to ink all the edges in the Hero Arts ink, and it's called Cup of Joe. So I'm going to ink up everything, and I decided to make it quite heavy because everything on the page is really light. I decided to go with the yellows, and there's clearly snow in the background, so it's still probably March or so, But you see my daughter's in a t-shirt, so we're in Canada, so as soon as, there's a little bit of heat, we're all excited that spring is just around the corner and really excited. So, she wouldn't have stayed all day outside in a little t-shirt, but she went out for a few minutes. So at first I cut off a piece because I wanted to, see the craft paper on the bottom. But once I assemble everything and with everything I want to put in, it's not long enough. So I'm going to have to reattach it to the bottom. But because of that stripe with the bird cages, it's not a big issue. And because of my titles, because my title has to go lower, and then if I put it the way it is right now, I won't have room for journaling. So I do end up adding that strip again. But I knew that it was going to be okay because I had that strip to cover it if I needed to. So again, I ended up cutting that piece that was the wood grain in two, because some of my favorite papers, I know there's a lot of papers in the kit, but some of my favorite papers, I use them till there's literally scraps. So I do try to use it up, and as I'm getting more and more into the kit, instead of going, I can't do one more page, the challenge becomes, how many more pages can I get with this? How many more pages can I get done? So even though February is sitting there and March is sitting there, I can't help it. It's almost like I want to see how many pages I can get done. So I have one more day and then we're going off to a hockey tournament. So I'm hoping to get 2 more pages done recorded tomorrow. I thought I was going to get more done today, but the battery died, and then it took forever the time that I could have scrapped, the battery died. And then after that, my daughter had gone shopping, so I was taking care of the baby. Where she is right now, it's a very small city, and there's not a lot of shopping. So when she's here, we have an awesome little baby store, and we have Costco, and she doesn't have Costco, and even our Walmart is almost like a super Walmart, and her Walmart's just a little Walmart. So she's enjoying going shopping and finding different stuff that she doesn't have where she is. So, and I haven't seen him in a few weeks, so I don't mind cuddling him and taking care of him while on my days off. So I'm finally starting to put the page together, and I'm using a yellow washi tape that was in my stash. And I don't mind. I know it's a Studio Calico kit, and I have to say that 95% of what I use is from the Studio Calico kit, but I don't mind going into my stash because I do buy other stuff that's not Studio Calico. And if the last few months, that's all I've had time to scrapbook is to get through my Studio Calico kit. So if I'm finding that I'm not using my stash, I might, say, oh, well, I'm not going to get Studio Calico anymore because I'm not going through my stuff. So I don't mind using my dies and my extra wood veneers and my washies, because it's still, like I said, 95% that is Studio Calico. So I feel good that I'm using my my Studio Calico kit, but I'm also using my stash. And I'm finding lately, I don't know if it's just me, that the die cuts in the kits are not, it's not heavy in die cuts. So I'm having to go, I am buying the digital kits way more, and at first I was printing the digital kit after I was using done. Hi again. I don't know what happened there, but it didn't record. So I think I was talking about the digital kit and how how I used to print it at the end, and I was like, why am I doing that? You can be using it as part of the kit. And ever since I started doing that, I am using it way more, and it's making it so that I have more embellishments from the kit to use on the kit. And so again, I glued down those branches that I cut, and I'm going to put some to the top, so then the little birdie's right next to the title. And then I put some in the middle cluster, so that there's a birdie that kind of, I want to put that tag that said wow, because I mean they were pretty wowed that this little birdies, and it was more than one, like they were just surrounded by these little chickadees that were coming in and just eating right out of their hands. So, and then the little girl, potty people, and the little bird, I kind of did what I had done, you know, the way she's holding. So I kind of, instead of her arm, because the potty people's arms are out, I just kind of put a little branch sticking out, and a little bird is sticking on that. So I'm starting to glue down all the chevrons and all the, and so everything's glued down at this point, and I'm using my trusty Glimmer Glaze, and I'm going to do my journaling. And I have to say, I hope this recording worked. It only worked up to 14 minutes, so I had to re-record the last 3. I'm thinking about doing at least 2 or 3 more pages with the January kit. I have one already done, one just got to upload it to iMovie and edit it, and then I'll be ready to upload it. And then we'll see. Like I said, I seem to want to do more and more with the same kit. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.